choosing the right methodology: waterfall, agile, or hybrid. One of the most crucial decisions in project management is selecting the right methodology. While the traditional waterfall approach and the more modern agile frameworks take different paths, both aim for successful project delivery. However, not every project fits neatly into one of these molds. The key to success is often found in a hybrid approach, blending elements of both to match the project's specific needs. This video will provide a framework to help you decide when to use waterfall, agile, or a hybrid model. However, it will often be the case that your organization already has a preferred way of doing things, and the decision is already made for us. But from personal experience, my own preference is for some form of hybrid methodology, one where we can glean as much about the requirements as possible before we start and then retain as much flexibility as we can during the execution phase. So, to make the best choice, we need to consider these key factors. Project type. Are the requirements well understood or exploratory? Client engagement. Will stakeholders be regularly involved or more hands-off? Team maturity. Is the team accustomed to traditional structures or agile practices? Risk tolerance. Can the project afford to change direction based on feedback? Timeline and budget. Are they fixed or flexible? First, the waterfall methodology. Waterfall is a linear, phase-driven approach where each stage logically follows the previous one. It originated from engineering and construction, where predictability and structure are critical. The typical phases are requirements gathering, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Like all methodologies, waterfall has its pros and its cons. Pros of waterfall: clear structure. Every phase is well-defined and documented. Defined requirements, scope, costs, and schedules are clear from the start. Easy to manage, progress is straightforward to track. However, there are a few cons as well. Inflexible to change. Making changes late in the project is difficult and costly. Late testing issues are often discovered only after development is complete. Delayed client feedback. Stakeholders don't see the product until the very end. So when is it best to use waterfall? This method is best for projects with fixed and well-understood requirements, such as constructing a building or developing hardware, especially when the project is bound by strict regulatory or contractual obligations. Next, agile methodology. Agile is an iterative approach that prioritizes flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback. It breaks projects into small cycles, called sprints, that produce working features regularly. The core values of Agile, outlined in the Agile Manifesto, emphasize individuals and interactions, working software, customer collaboration, and responding to change. Popular Agile frameworks include Scrum, which uses time-boxed sprints, Kanban, which focuses on continuous workflow visualization, and Extreme Programming XP, a software-focused method emphasizing engineering excellence. Benefits of Agile: flexibility, easily adapts to changes based on feedback. Customer satisfaction, continuous involvement leads to a better final product. Early value, stakeholders see working features regularly. Reduced risk, issues are caught early through regular testing and feedback. Challenges of Agile: lack of predictability. Budgets and timelines can evolve. Requires cultural change, demands a shift towards empowerment and collaboration. Heavy stakeholder involvement requires active and ongoing participation from customers. When to use Agile? Agile is most effective when requirements are uncertain or likely to change. Time to market is critical, and innovation is a key goal. It is particularly well suited for software development. Hybrid approaches: the best of both worlds. Hybrid methodologies strategically combine the discipline of waterfall with the flexibility of Agile, recognizing that no single approach is perfect. This allows organizations to balance the need for structure with the benefits of adaptability. So why go hybrid? A hybrid model is useful when some parts of a project have fixed requirements while others need iteration. or when an organization is transitioning from waterfall to agile. For example, you might use a water scrumfall approach where planning is done via waterfall. Development is done using Agile Scrum, and the final release follows a waterfall plan. This allows you to provide stakeholders with traditional project plans like Gantt charts while managing the development team with more dynamic tools like Kanban boards. Benefits of hybrid approaches. Flexibility with control combines agile adaptability with waterfall's predictability. Broader stakeholder buy-in satisfies both traditional and progressive stakeholders. Custom fit processes can be tailored to the project and organization. Of course, there are some challenges as well. Increased complexity. Coordinating different methodologies requires careful planning. Cultural clashes. The differing mindsets of waterfall and agile can create tension. Tooling and reporting issues. Translating metrics between methodologies can be difficult. Conclusion. Methodology selection is a strategic decision, not a one-size-fits-all choice. By carefully considering the project's requirements, your team's capabilities, and your organization's culture, you can choose or create a methodology that maximizes your chances of success. Don't simply follow a trend. Instead, balance predictability and flexibility to find the approach, be it waterfall, agile, or hybrid, that is right for your project.